Hey, how's it going? Welcome back. New season, new month, news Acc. Looking at the front of the papers. First up, New York Times, picture from Miami, COVID getting out of control. Beside that, on the right, the White House are paying TikTok influencers to encourage young people to get vaccinated. Over on the right again, COVAX program slowing up. A lot of vaccines are going off, not getting in people's arms quick enough. Over on the left, New York are clearing all the homeless out of the streets, pushing their tents and belongings into a bin, and then telling them to go to some kind of barracks setup where they can stay there. New York Times International Edition, people queuing for passports in Kabul, trying to get out as the Taliban take over. Over on the left, opinion piece about Tunisia. Over on the right, Miami, COVID story. Down the bottom, the French are giving up, kissing each other on the cheeks, thank God. USA Today, Olympic story. Over on the left, Biden vaccine. Down the bottom, US economy has soared this year, but will it last? Given the history of boom and bust in our current economic system, I would say no, it will not last. Wall Street Journal, Tokyo Olympics, some kind of fintech merger, $29 billion. Down the bottom here, eviction ban has been lifted, going to hit the south of America hard. Marlboro have sold off their Marlboro ranch, making a lot of smokers upset that they won't get to visit. Succession drama rattles Scholastic, that's Scholastic Corporation. They publish Harry Potter. This guy, Richard Robinson, died, and he left the $1.2 billion fortune to his mistress, the woman he was having an affair with, rather than leave it to his 2 adult children, 4 siblings, or his wife. So fun times there. Global Times from China, people queuing up to get tests because of the Delta variant. Down here it says 2019 EVALI patients raise suspicion. Basically what they're saying here is that some of the cases of the mysterious vaping illness, which people might remember from last year, the Chinese are alleging that maybe some of that was COVID. The Australian Olympics. Over on the left, Rio royalty bill could hit $400 million. That's Rio Tinto. Could owe as much as $400 million to the traditional owners of the land where the mine is. They recorded $14 billion in iron ore profits last year. Next up, Tehran Times. Israel fails to fish in troubled waters. This is talking about the drone attack on an Israeli ship which happened. 2 people died. It's a series of attacks that have been going on Israeli and Iranian-owned ships. Naftali Bennett came out and said, in any case, we know how to send a message to Iran in our own way. Down the bottom, China's economic rise presents an alternative to the Western model. Yep, centrally planned economy, let's go. Irish Examiner, Olympics, property story, 7 diplomatic bags lost in transit. Okay, not good. The Department of Foreign Affairs misplaced 7 diplomatic bags, which are usually used to have very sensitive documents in it, things of a diplomatic nature. Irish Times, Olympics, COVID, property. Cameras could catch drivers using mobile phones. Irish Independent, football, Olympics. Church stance on communions, putting lives at risk. Okay, apparently some bishops are going ahead with religious services, things like communions and confirmations. And they've said that the COVID thing is just guidelines, not the law. Irish Daily Mail, celebs, Olympics, this political mini scandal that's going on about Catherine Zapponi being appointed to some free speech role. Irish Sun, thirst posting, Olympics, sport, true crime. Financial Times, housing fever, line go up, property getting expensive. Okay, not a good sign. Businesses face fresh push to fill at least 40% of company boards with women. Over on the left, questions raised over Tory donors' millions. This man is called something a mercy. He's given the party more than £750,000 in the last 4 years. Part of his fortune was made dealing with a business empire that was controlled by a close associate of Vladimir Putin. He was also accused in 2006 of trying to extort a $2 billion payment from a businessman on behalf of a Russian oligarch. The Guardian, spread the word, butter is back. Did butter ever go away? Alright. PM faces Tory revolt as poverty and hunger crisis hits the blue wall. So basically this is saying now that there's poverty and hunger crisis in conservative locations, places where they get elected, now it's a big problem. BMX, Olympic stuff, Taliban, Afghanistan story, The Times, Olympics, BMX. Social media giants failed to curb 90% of anti-Semitism. So the Centre for Countering Digital Hate did a study where they looked at 700 and something anti-Semitic posts and then monitored them over 6 weeks and found that 90% of them weren't taken down. Tories revolt over new crackdown holidays, something to do with putting countries on a red list. That'll mean people might have to do a mandatory hotel quarantine when they come back. Daily Tory graph, some guy winning something in the Olympics. Booster shots for 32 million people, that's the 3rd shot they're going to give of vaccines to people over 50 and people immunocompromised. Samaritans volunteers reported to have met and had sex with vulnerable callers. Samaritans is a hotline you ring if you feel suicidal, so that sounds a bit, yeah. Down the bottom, Nick Timothy, net zero zealots plough on without a care for the hardship their haste will cause. So it's basically an anti-climate action story. Also there, UK vows to retaliate after Iran drone attack. Independent, 4 stories on top. Boris Johnson, trade deal, Lebanon, some crap about TV, Olympics in the middle. The travel rules again, giving out that the travel industry might collapse if they put countries on the red list. Daily Express, Olympics, one last chance to save summer. Here on the right, this woman is the wife of Sir Rod Stewart, and she's basically become like a regular police officer, but they call them special constables because they donate their time for free. Daily Mail, money, holidays. Olympics, pay for your own heart operation because the NHS is overwhelmed. iNewspaper, Olympics, Belarus athlete refuses to return home. That's Krystinsa Tsimarowska. I've pronounced that wrong, but there you go. She's looking for asylum in Poland. She spoke out something against the government and was trying to be escorted to a plane back to Belarus, but she said, nah, not doing that. So she's in the Polish embassy now in Tokyo. Apparently more than 60 athletes, coaches and other people involved in sport have lost their jobs for taking part in last year's protest against Lukashenko. Metro, BMX Olympics, Max Factor, this guy apparently writes for the Metro and he won a medal. Well done, mate. Daily Mirror, upside down, top of the world, BMX. At last a heat wave is on the way. There was a heat wave 3 weeks ago or something. Anyway, fury after tanker attack. UK warns Iran killers. Yeah, everyone's getting on and piling on to Iran saying that they did this. One of the guys killed on the ship was a British national. So I guess that's why it affects them. I think we'll be seeing more of that story this week. Alright, thanks for tuning in. If you want to stay off state or corporate media, just click the link in the description. Alright, thanks, good luck.